Welcome to slbynaenglish. Today we are going to learn the lesson What's My Name? This lesson's theme is human relations. In journey we see one aspect of human relations. In this lesson we see another aspect of human relations. The title is itself is an interrogative sentence, that is question. Okay, when you want to know about anything or name, we ask like a question. Okay, that's what's our name, what's your father, what's your mother, like that. Okay, she herself asks about her name. That means she doesn't know her name or she forgets her name. Why she asks like that, we will see in the lesson. In this lesson, author Satyavati reveals how a woman forgets her name because no one calls her by name. How can a woman get identity or recognition by name, by marriage, by motherhood, by education, by profession, or by anything else? This is to focus on how a woman gets identity. Let's start the lesson. Falling for her beauty and intelligence as also the dowry which her father offered, a young man tied the 3 sacred knots around her neck, made her the housewife to a household, and said to her, "Look, Kamadu, this is your home." Then the housewife immediately pulled the end of her saree and tucked it in at the waist and swabbed the entire house and decorated the floor with muglu designs. The young man promptly praised her work. "You are dexterous at swabbing the floor, even more dexterous in drawing the muglu. Sabash, keep it up." He said it in English, giving her a pat on the shoulder in appreciation. This is all a description of woman. She is well educated, well mannered, intelligent, and capable. Quick witted means have good qualities. This is all description of woman. Good way of talking to others with sense of humor and elegance means beauty in talking. Tying 3 sacred knots means the marriage in Indian tradition. After that, falling to her beauty and intelligence and to the dowry, the man tied 3 knots. That means he married the lady, made her housewife. After that, her husband told her that this is your home. Then she tucked up her saree. She swabbed means cleaning with mop. Okay, mopping the house, decorated with ముగ్గులు. ఓకే, అంటే ఏంటి, ఎప్పుడైతే అతను పొగిడాడో మొత్తము అంతా కూడాను ఇల్లంతా తుడిచేసి ముగ్గులు పెట్టేసింది అనమాట. బాగా అలంకరించింది. ప్రాంప్ట్లీ మీన్స్ ఇమీడియట్లీ. ఎప్పుడైతే అతను పొగిడాడో వెంటనే అలా చేసిందనమాట. She was a dexterous means skillful in swabbing in decorating with muggulu. He said, "Sabash, keep it up. For that price she has fallen and kept on doing like that only." He gave a pat on her shoulder in praise. Pat means తట్టడం. షోల్డర్ మీద తట్టాడు అప్రిసియేషన్గా, అంటే చాలా బాగా చేస్తున్నావు అని. Overjoyed, the housewife began living with swabbing as the chief mission in her life. She scrubbed the house spotlessly clean at all times and beautifully decorated it with multicolored designs. That's how her life went on, with a sumptuous and ceaseless supply of swabbing cloths and muggu baskets. But one day, while scrubbing the floor, the housewife suddenly asked herself, "What's my name?" The query shook her up. Leaving the mopping cloth and muggu basket there itself, she stood near the window, scratching her head, lost in thoughts. "What's my name? What's my name?" When he praised her, she felt that it was mission in her life. Mission means chief goal in her life. This became the daily work of her life. ఓకే, అంటే అదే తన జీవితంలాగా భావించిందనమాట. కాబట్టి అదే చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోయింది. సంస్మస్ మీన్స్ లగ్జరియస్ సప్లై ఆఫ్ ఎనీథింగ్. క్లాత్. సీజ్లెస్ మీన్స్ నాన్ స్టాప్, అంటే ఆగకుండా క్లాత్ కానీ ముగ్గులు కానీ అన్నీ కూడా సప్లై చేయబడ్డాయి ఆమెకి. కాబట్టి తర్వాత ఏం జరిగిందో చూడండి. వన్ డే వెన్ షీ వాజ్ స్వాబింగ్, షీ ఆస్క్డ్ హర్ సెల్ఫ్, వాట్స్ మై నేమ్? క్వెరీ మీన్స్ question came to her mind. Leaving the mopping cloth and mugu basket by the window, suddenly when the question came to her, అన్నీ వదిలేసేసి కిటికీ దగ్గరికి వచ్చి నిల్చొని ఆలోచిస్తుందన్నమాట. అంటే ఆలోచనలో పడిపోయింది. తలగొక్కుంటూ స్క్రాచింగ్ హర్ హెడ్, లాస్ట్ ఇన్ థాట్స్. వాట్స్ మై నేమ్ అని ఆలోచిస్తూ ఉంది. The house across the road carried a name board. Mrs. M. Sohasini, MA, PhD, Principal, X College. Yes, she too had a name, as her neighbor did. How could I forget like that? In my scrubbing zeal, I have forgotten my name. What shall I do now? The housewife was perturbed. Her mind became totally restless. Somehow, she finished her daubing for the day. Meanwhile, the maidservant arrived, hoping at least she would remember. The housewife asked her, "Look, Ammayi, do you know my name?" "What is it, Amma?" said the girl. "What do we have to do with names of mistresses? You are only a mistress to us, the mistress of such and such a white storied house. Ground floor means you." Looked outside. There is a name board. She had a name. How could I forget my name? In my scrubbing zeal, I have forgotten my name. Zeal means over enthusiasm. What shall I do now? That became the big problem for her. Perturbed means worried. She is worried to know her name. She forgets her name, and so she worried. Her mind became restless with thinking. Okay? Somehow she completed all her daily works. Meanwhile, maidservant came, hoping she would remember. She asked her name. We don't need the names of mistresses. She doesn't know the name of her. She could not know her name. Though she asked the maid servant, she could not tell her name. Okay? What do we have to do with the names of mistresses? We are only mistress to us, the mistress of such a white storied house. Ground floor means you. That we talk. About you, madam, she told. The maid servant told. Yes, true, of course. How can you know, poor thing? Thought the housewife. The children came home from school for lunch in the afternoon. At least the children might remember my name. The housewife hoped. Look here, children. Do you know my name? She asked. They were taken aback. You are Amma. Your name is Amma only. Ever since we were born, we have known you. Only this. The letters that come are only in father's name, because everyone calls him by his name. We know his name. You never told us your name. You don't even get letters addressed to your name. The children said plainly, "Yes, who will write letters to me? Father and mother are there, but they only make phone calls once in a month or two. Even my sisters are immersed with swapping their houses. Even if they met me in some marriage or kumkum ceremony, they chatted away their time talking about new mugulu or new dishes to cook, but no letters. The housewife was disappointed and grew more restless. The urge to know her own name somehow or the other grew stronger in her. Now a neighbor came to invite her to a kumkum ceremony. The housewife asked her neighbor, hoping she at least would remember her name. Giggling, the lady said, "Somehow or the other, I haven't asked your name, nor have you told me." Right hand side, a white building. Children came. She asked her children her name. Abak means shocked. They told that we call you only Amma. Your name is only Amma. They told. Everyone calls father by name. Once again, she failed to get her name. Mother and father only call by phone. Sisters only talked about Muggulu, okay, and their curries, etc. She wanted to know her name. A neighbor came to invite her for kumkum ceremony. Giggled means laughed. They only identify by the building or else with her husband's name or with the physical features. They only identify with the physical features or the building. Okay, and so she also didn't know the name of the housewife. Okay, it is of no use asking her name to others. She thought like that. White storied house that there she is, that pharmaceutical company manager's wife. If not that, that fair and tall lady. That's how we refer to you. That's all. That's all that the other housewife could say. It is no use. What can even my children's friends say? They know me only as Kamala's mother or some auntie. Now, my respected husband is the only hope. If anyone remembers it, it is only he. During the night meal, she asked him, "Look here, I have forgotten my name. If you remember it, will you please tell me?" The respected husband burst out laughing and said, "What is it, dear? Never has it happened before. You are talking about your name today. Ever since we were married, I have get used to calling you only as Amoy. You two never told me not to address you that way because you have a name of your own. What's happened now? Everyone calls you Mrs. Murthy, don't they?" "Not Mrs. Murthy. I want my own name." "What shall I do now?" she said in anguish. "What's there? You choose a new name, some other or the other. Some name or the other." The husband advised. "Very nice. Your name is Satyanarayan Murthy. Will you keep quiet if I ask you to change your name to Sivarao or Sundarrao?" "I want my name only," she said. She asked her neighbor. She told that they only identify by the building or else with her husband's name or with the physical features of the lady. It is of no use asking her name to others. She thought like that. Children's friends also tells us only come as Kamala's mother or as auntie. Her only hope is her husband. See what will happen if she asks her husband. Sarcastically told respectable Here, author is showing the dominance of the male person. Okay, during the meal she asked her husband about her name. He burst out laughing when he when wife asked her name. He told that till this time she didn't ask to call at least by name. Everyone calls her as Mrs. Murthy. He reminds that, but she wants her name only because she could not know her name. She gets anxious or anguish. Anyone gets recognized his or her identity by name only. So she wants her name only. Though her husband advises her to change her name, she didn't agree for that. She wants only her name. It's all right. You are an educated woman. Your name must be on the certificates. Don't you have that much common sense? Go and find out, he advised her. The housewife searched frantically for her certificates in the almirah. Pattu saris, chiffon saris, handloom saris, voile saris, matching blouses, petticoats, bangles, beads, pearls, pins, kumkum, bananas, silver plates, silver containers to keep sandal paste, ornaments, all things arranged in an orderly fashion. Orderly fashion. Nowhere could she find her certificates. Yes, after marriage, she had never bothered to carry those certificates here. Yes, I haven't brought them here. I shall go to my place, search for my certificates, and inquire about my name, and return in a couple of days. She asked for her husband's permission. Very nice. Must you go just for your name or what? If you go, who will scrub the house these 2 days? Said her husband. Yes, that was true, because she scrubbed better than the others. She had not allowed even anyone to do that job all these days. Everyone was busy with his or, or her own respective duties. He had his office, poor things. The children had their studies to take care of. Why should they bother about this chore? And she had been doing it all along. They just didn't know how to do it, of course. Advised that her name would be on the certificates because she was an educated woman. Frantically means anxiously. She searched Almira for them, for the certificates, but she found no certificates there. It was with so many other items. Certificates reveal her achievements, but she could not find them. She understood that she forgot to bring them after the marriage. Here, male dominance in Indian society is shown all through the story. When she wanted to go home, she asked her husband's permission. He doubts who will clean the house in the absence of her. She wanted him to manage just for 2 days. Pleaded means requested. She told that she will get her name by going home, that is her parents' house, just for 2 days. She asked for the permission of her husband to go to her parents' house. Today it is enough. I will meet you in the next video.